Hey there, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. We're looking here at a Toyota Hiace that we bought from auction. This one here is a 2003 model with a diesel engine. And this is the industrial van chassis version of the Hiace. And so this one is for carrying goods. We'll have stronger suspension to support that. And generally quite reliable, quite good to pack your things into it and drive around. This is the auction inspection sheet. I'll translate that for you in a second. And what makes this one special is that this is a dual sliding door, which would have been a special custom order package because most of these Hiaces would just have one sliding door on the side. This one has it on both sides, which makes it a little bit extra convenient. And then it's the full cargo bed with one row of seats in here. And it looks like you probably need to clean out that gutter in there because something's dragging. And so cargo back section here. And a seat that can do the flip style, or it can be completely removed if you want to just carry things in here. And then a rack here, which can be positioned behind this seat to prevent hitting the brakes and knocking your friends out with boxes. Or you can also put it here behind these seats for the same purpose, depending on how you're going to fit your seats in here. This is a post-purchase inspection. This one was bought from the auction, as I said. Let's go over the auction inspection sheet. And this is a 3000cc diesel engine. I'll give you a quick peek at what the engine looks like. Okay. And I believe this is a 5L engine, which is a little bit confusing. Cigarette burn. A little bit confusing because Toyota has two 3000cc diesel engines that came out during the same time for, I guess, different purposes. If I'm correct that this is the 5L engine, then that one's the one that's made for longevity, long hauls, extra reliable but slower and less refined, a little bit more old school, shaky diesel kind of engine. But will last you longer. 95.5, 66 kilometers means a lot of extra mileage that you can put onto this. And this is really funny. It says, "Look behind you very well." So perhaps they had an issue at one point with their staff backing into things. And the way that it's written is not in a polite form of Japanese. So it would be akin to, "Hey loser, look behind you." Okay, so let's translate this. This is a 2003. This is a long body one. The van chassis just comes in the long body and the super long body, and then different heights of the roof too. There are a lot of different configurations for these Hiaces. LH119 designates how long and how tall it is. It's an RA grade with an interior C and an exterior D. 95,537 kilometers at the time of auction. This original weight with automatic transmission. It says it's a 3-seater / 6-seater, as you can kind of already tell from the inside. Cars here in Japan have to be registered for the amount of seats that they have, and so this is officially registered as a 3-seater with 3 backup seats. And so, yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter to most people. It says 1250, 1,000 kilogram carry capacity, and so with these vans you can carry 1250. According to the Japanese registration. Sometimes you'll see people lower this number to get cheaper insurance on their car. How did my finger get so dirty? But this one here is the standard 1250, and you would be able to carry higher than that if you really wanted to. For example, K trucks here in Japan can carry 350, but then a lot of them will carry 500. Even out of the factory, we'll have like a gas tank that fits 500 liters, which will be 500 kilograms. Okay, so front crossmember dented. Have a look underneath here. And as you can see, it's not really so bad. Basically, that's what happens when you get in an accident and then they repair it. These are pretty tough vehicles. I really wouldn't worry about that myself. Cigarette burn hole, I already kind of showed that. Steering wheel wear large, but the way that this steering wheel wears doesn't wear out in the same way as, for example, Skyline steering wheel would. That would be very, very annoying. This one's completely usable without changing it. Interior dirty, bed section scratches and dented, has a mat on it that's been ripped, and has tire houses in the back. We get a number of people asking about the tire houses in the back. Basically what they're referring to is those, maybe you can see through here, this bumpy thing. Because the industrial trucks and vans here in Japan, not all of them have the tire houses like that because it kind of makes it inconvenient to load things, but having the tire houses also makes the floor lower, and so there is a trade-off there. They just mentioned here that it does have the tire houses. End panel dented, Same kind of thing, but on the back as the front section here with the dent. Probably isn't going to be an issue at all. Underside surface rust, and exterior has shallow scratches. Now, it doesn't say about it, but the finish on the paint is quite faded. Now this is dirt on it, and so you would be able to polish that off, but a lot of the clear coat is rather thin. It's still there, it's just rather thin. And it can be a little bit hard to see that in a video, so. Yeah. Okay, so we have what they considered S1 here and S1 here. This is either surface rust or light rust. I'll show you what it is. So right here we got some rust next to the windshield. And it's pretty, it's pretty minor. This is a common place for these Hiaces to rust. So there's those two spots there. On the roof, I really wouldn't worry nearly as much because they're just rock chips that have rusted. You can see there. And those are really easy to patch up or to paint over. Just give it a little sandpaper and paint over. And then because it's on the roof and you can't actually see up there unless you're 7 feet tall, the repair doesn't have to be that clean. Now we got a number of areas here of dents in the side, dents in this side, and dents on the back section here. But I find that the car is actually pretty clean as far as dents go. I don't really think any of those are really a concern. And I mentioned in the other video that with a van like this, your main concern is the utility of the van, not so much the looks of the van. If you're really concerned or you want one just for a daily driver and something that you're going to use as a minivan, haul your kids around, then there's the wagon version of the Hiace that's going to be more comfortable and better set up inside with power windows. This one has manual crank style windows. Okay, so as I said, the suspension on this is suitable for carrying heavy things. Makes it a little bit uncomfortable while you're driving it, but not really that bad. But it is fun to be sitting up so high because this is a cab over design. And so you get to be taller than everyone else. Some people like to put lift kits on these or raise the suspension a bit. And tires are a nice win on this. You can see there, they're almost a brand new 2017 tire that came with it. That's always a nice little bonus when the tires are good, especially for such a low mileage Hiace. A lot of these Hiaces will have in the 200, 300,000 kilometer range. And so with the lower mileage, and if I'm correct that this is the 5L engine, this should be good to 500 or 600,000 kilometers on a well-kept engine. Okay, and it's the same engine that's used in the bigger industrial vehicles like the Dyna for their smaller engine or their 4-cylinder version. Headliner is bare bones, and back section has some scratches in it. This liner here you would be able to replace pretty easily, but it's screwed underneath this piece here, and you got a bit of rust on this piece. Okay, onto the interior. And a common place for rust on these is right here, and both sides is very clean. And for some reason, this back window tends to get rust, usually around this section here. Maybe it has something to do with the design, or maybe it's a weak point, but it's a common area for rust. And this one doesn't have that. Going into the front section, pretty simple. I love the crank style windows. It's especially funny nowadays when they're almost an unheard of thing. Look behind you, you idiot! Here's the steering wheel wear. You can see it's cracked, but when you touch it, you can't feel the cracks. So, nothing I would particularly worry about. And although there is a center seat here, I'm going to see if I can pop that up. It's not very big, and I would really like to see three burly men sit inside this. I think that'd be really funny. I'm just going to hop in from the other side so that I can see how much leg room that center person's going to get. I guess it's nice to have that seat as an option, but I don't think many people would go for it. Like if you sit in here, you get a nice comfortable seat, you get reasonable leg room. Sit on the hump. Oh, and you get tall. Yeah, and I guess it's not bad. Your knee is right next to the shifter. I'm a pretty slender man. And as you can see, not an awful lot of headroom. But in a pinch, it'll work, and you get to tower above the person to the left and right of you because they're down like 3 inches from you. And wonder if anyone's going to notice that I'm using both metric and imperial measurements. 3 inches, what is that? That's like 6, 7, 8, 9 centimeters? I think it's more than that. I think it's 3 inches? 9, yeah, that's 9. Okay, anyways, that's going to be the end of the video here. If you enjoyed the video, then say, I enjoyed the video in the comment section. And otherwise, thanks for watching this. You can check out some of our other videos, and we also have a lot of great information on our website, so check that out too. So thanks a lot, everyone, for watching, and have a nice day.